Hi, I'm Hansraj and this is my submission for the Numa product challenge. Herein we are building the Maxon engine and following is the product requirement document for the same. The core problem that we are solving here isn't just calculating points, it's the optimization gap. So if we think right now the Indian premium users, the premium credit card users are losing money because the ecosystem is too complex. They have to mentally track the MCCs, the exclusions, devaluations, capping limits in real time while doing the purchase. So the solution over here builds a decision layer that intervenes before the transaction, and it ensures two things. The user never swipes the wrong cards, and in this scenario, Numa captures the affiliate revenue that is currently being lost to the direct merchant traffic. Let's look up at the truth table. Herein, I have considered four different credit cards and a random expenditure of 1 lakh rupees segregated into four different categories. One is a online electronics purchase, then insurance premiums, government utility bills, and dining and miscellaneous expenses. If we look over here, we can see how each different credit card gives different kinds of returns on different kinds of spends. From this, we can get a basic understanding on which card should be preferred. So, looking at the net reward rate, herein HDFC Infinia stands out. But there is a click. Any kind of generic tool can also give these returns, but in a very basic manner. For example, a MacBook purchase on using HDFC Infinia will show only 3.3% returns. But if Numa's Max Earn engine suggests this, we can deep dive into the MITC, that is the most important terms and conditions, and from that we can understand that we can get 5x smart returns using the smart buy via GYFTR. So in this way, we have got the user has got a direct jump from 3.3% to directly 16.5 to 16.7% of returns. This is insane. So there are some more. There are all the terms and conditions with respect to the types of expenditure. Now let's look up at the technical reality and the workflow of the application. Herein, let's say user has the intent to buy an iPhone worth 1,20,000 rupees. So first technical barrier for post transaction is that on iOS, Numa cannot fetch the direct SMS or get the direct OTP, etc. So there are two ways. Browsing directly on Amazon. So there can be share to Numa extension being added, which will fetch the information and render it to the Maxon engine logic, and then we can query the reward rates by querying the data of MITC and then give back the returns. The second way is to search in the Numa shop. Herein we are introducing Numa shop. So customer or user will directly come to Numa. He will search over there. According to the type of purchase, it will display the Numa will display recommendations. For example, to use HDFC Infinia card to get 5x points. And when user clicks on shop now, affiliated deep link gets directed, which will redirect the customer to the merchant's ecosystem. Let's say Amazon. Once the transaction is done, due to the use of affiliate link, Numa gets benefited revenue wise. Plus, we can add other multiple leaderboard features so that we can track their use, and then we can give them attractive notifications which will make them stick to the application for the next purchase. Herein, for example, you are 4% closer to your trip to Paris. That's just an example. Well, these are the two ways to think, but I think there is one more way. But the way I got to think about that one more way is due to the iOS limitation, as we discussed earlier. So iOS operates on a sandbox architecture, which is very strict. So every app has its own isolated container. So any application or any service which is outside of that container will have zero visibility. Basically, here in Numa will be totally blind to get any kind of information. So there is one more way. Let's look up at that way. So here is just a basic overview of how it can work. So first one is merchant will the user will go on the merchant application, okay, which will be Sandbox A, for example. Okay, so user will search the product. There will be a native share option. Let's say on Amazon there is an option to share. Once clicked on share, there will be a share sheet wherein we can select the Numa. Once it is selected, the URL will be fetched. OS will grant the read permissions of the URL to Numa, and once the permissions are given, our Max and engine or our ecosystem will get that URL. Once received, we will parse it from our database, and we will using the system API, we can create suggestions, we can fetch information, feed it to the Maxon engine. Once it enters the Maxon engine, there will be a lot of real-time analysis going through the real-time prices of that product on multiple platforms, etc. In this way, the logic will be created, and it will go back to the user. User will go, it will display a pop-up on the Amazon application to the user. It will say, please use the HDFC card to get more reward points, or to earn this amount of points. And in this way, user will be benefited. User will click on that notification, and the Numa will reload that Amazon page with the affiliate tag, without without leading user to redirect to Numa, close the Amazon app, redirect to the Numa, and come back once again. In this way, user will earn 5 points, Numa will get the commission. This is the basic idea behind the logic that I have thought of. Now, the most important question is how we will balance the friction and the revenue generation. So as we know, Numa will make money only if the user clicks on the affiliate link. If if he buys directly from the merchant, we get 0 rupees as a commission or affiliate payment. But at the same time, the traditional methods that we discussed over here, they provide some kind of friction to the user. Since user hates inconvenience and hates to do some extra steps to share the link, do something, etc. So herein, by using the share sheet as a concept and using this kind of architecture, we will be able to generate uh, some percentage of delta more amount, and more user engagement than using the traditional methods. In this way, Numa, without being a marketplace to list all the products, still we will be able to earn the the commissions, and in this way we will be the Numa will be able to generate more revenue than its ongoing revenue generation model. Now let's look up at the post purchase procedure. So therein, let's go back a little bit. If on Numa, customer has set up a user goal. Let's say he wants to travel to Paris. It's his dream journey, which he has set a goal regarding it. Okay, so we will definitely have all the airline related charts and data. Okay, so let's say he does any kind of purchase. He purchases a MacBook using a card, HDFC Infinia, and the method is Smart Buy Gateway. Okay, so Maxon engine will suggest that payment has been done. Base rate is 3.3%, but into 5x multiplier will lead to around 16,500 reward points. If we do the 1:1 transfer ratio, that much amount of air miles will be credited in the customer's profile or the account. This everything will get calculated, and it will show a kind of leaderboard. So it will show 11% progress has been done to reach your goal. Okay, let's say the total distance is 13,500 kilometers from Bombay to Paris. So by doing the geographic mapping of and building some kind of animated UI UX in the application, we can show over there that you have covered 11% of the 11% of the distance. So we can say that now you have reached up to Dubai. So this is some sort of silly but yet very interesting feature which will help customer in setting different kind of goals using Numa to fulfill that goals. Meanwhile, we are getting the affiliate revenue and the customer is getting engaged more and more in the application. The push notification over here is what we discussed up over here in the this thing. So notification, you are 4% closer to Paris. We can upgrade it something more personalized. For example, there is a purchase of MacBook. So nice MacBook. That purchase just flew you from Mumbai to Dubai because currently only 11% of distance is covered. So till Dubai. That is how we are solving the optimization gap. So we are blocking the MCC traps. Okay, we are automating the voucher arbitrage by using multiple MITC related not loopholes, but the features or the facilities which are unknown to the customer, which will massively increase the percentage of returns. And due to everything this, there will be dynamic milestone valuations as well, because we recognize that card's value isn't static. Okay, so by calculating the marginal returns of the transactions, we will the surface hidden value that generic calculators generally miss out. Numa will understand that with the financial context and the purchase history of the customer, and in this way, uh, we will be able to perform redemption arbitrage on revenue, at the same time serve customer with better UI UX engagement, and also getting them more returns, more rewards along it. This was my overview presentation on the idea of Max Earn Engine. Thank you.